Thanks, Patrick. Politics and the economy seem to be in the news a lot lately, of course, with the recent debt debacle and how it will affect all of us in the U.S. and especially here in Louisiana. U.S. Senator David Vitter is here with us this morning to talk about all of it. Good morning, and thank you for being
Good to be with
us.
you, Jenna.
Tell me, what is going to be the biggest impact, especially for this part of Louisiana, with this new debt deal?
Well, it depends on what happens with debt. If we stay on the current path, interest rates will eventually go up, first for the federal government, making the debt situation worse, but eventually for all of us. Home mortgage interest rates, car payments, and that's another huge drag on the economy. It's a tax to American and Louisiana families, and it's a real brake on the economy. That's the last thing we need. We need to pick up economic growth.
So how are you planning to try to turn this around?
Yeah, I voted against the last deal because last debt deal because I didn't think it did nearly enough. You know, groups like Standard & Poor's were saying for weeks that they wanted to see at least a $4 trillion reduction in our debt over 10 years. That deal hardly did half of that, even if everything goes right. I think we need to go back to work and do two things: more cuts and budget reform, real cuts, real budget reform, much more meaningful than this last debt deal, and pro-growth economic policy, things like tax reform that can get the economy moving again, grow jobs, and of course, as you grow jobs, you grow revenue as well.
I mean, obviously all of that comes into play. Where would the cuts be made?
It has to be across the board. Everything needs to be on the table. That unfortunately is going to have to mean entitlement reform also, particularly Medicare. Medicare over time is a huge cost driver. Costs are going through the roof because of medical inflation. If we don't reform the system, we're not going to have Medicare. So it's a matter of saving Medicare for future generations. I think we need to say to current retirees, those about to retire, say 55 and older, you're set. The rules are not going to be changed on you in any way. We need to give them that confidence and that reassurance. But then to save Medicare for future generations, other generations like me and my kids, we need reform. So it needs to be there, as well as discretionary programs.
Okay, I know a lot of tough decisions coming up in Washington.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for coming in.
Thanks, Jenna, very much.
Well, we will be